Planning to visit the Isle of Mull? This video is exactly what you need to plan your stay on this magical Scottish island. If you haven't seen my video on the top 10 places to visit on Mull, I'll link it here because that's the video that will make you book your tickets. This video is covering all the nitty-gritty details, from how to get there and where to stay to the cutest cafes and most important things to know so you have less stress and more of this. Look at this, this is Scotland. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a walk in Scotland. The best place in the entire world, let me tell you. So let's dive right in. First things first, transportation. To get to Mull, you'll need to take a ferry. There are a few different options, but we took the most popular route from Oban to Craigmere on Caledonian McBrain ferries. We are on the ferry to Mull, and we drove our car on. It's about an hour ride. We're already almost there, so it's gone by pretty quickly. It's quite chilly, but actually on this side where there's no wind and under the sun, it kind of makes you think it's not as cold as it is outside. Time goes by so fast because the views are stunning. You'll see remote cottages, lighthouses, castle remnants, and just the most spectacular landscapes along the way.
About to disembark. It's been my first time on a ferry with a car, but process has been very, very smooth. We got to hang out upstairs, up on the deck, inside the lounge, and yeah, it was very smooth 1 hour.
These ferries book out quickly in the warmer months, so be sure to book well in advance, especially if you're traveling by car. Pack time in your schedule for potential delays, just in case you're a bit unlucky like we were on our way back. I don't know what it is, but every single time that we actually arrive on time places, there's something that will just throw a wrench into it and be like, you're gonna be delayed anyways. But then when we're running super late, things will leave precisely, like this is just a sign from the universe that we should never be early for things. Long story short, I hope this helps show you the ferry is really no hassle. Honestly, it's just as much of the adventure as the island itself. Next up is where to stay on Mull. On Mull, we are staying at the Blackroy. This is actually the oldest inn on the island, established in 1608. And so it really retains this adorable old cottage-like charm. And it's perfectly placed really close to Tobermory and close to Calgary. And so you have a lot of Mull's top attractions close by. And let's take you inside so you can see a little bit more of what it looks like. The breakfast we had here was divine and exactly why we love to book cozy bed and breakfast in Scotland. I swear smoked salmon doesn't taste the same anywhere else. Now let me share 3 of my favorite cafes on the island. The first one is the little cafe on the grounds of Duart Castle. Firstly, because it was convenient, but also because it's so rustic and has nice views and a perfect selection of local food for a light lunch. What do we get here?
Venison and haggis. So quite excited.
An interesting combination. We got some soups as well. Soup of the day. I think it's called Scotch broth. And we're inside this adorable little cafe that's literally right in front of the castle. What's the verdict?
I mean, I like it. It's very tough to describe. I wouldn't be able to. It doesn't really taste like anything in particular.
Can you taste the venison?
Not sure yet. It's peppery, and it's, I guess, haggis. See.
The next one is probably one of the most unique cafes you've ever seen. We came to lunch at a really unique spot. We actually had to take a ferry to get there from across the harbor. It was only a couple-minute ride, but it brings you to this place called the Boathouse, and they serve traditional Scottish cuisine, mostly seafood, but they also have delicious homemade cakes and produce, and it's just the perfect place to come, especially after doing the Isle of Staffa or any of the isles by ferry here in this area. trying some classic skink, which is a soup with haddock and potato. So it's kind of like a chowder, but without the clams. Oh, that's lovely. It's like creamy, but not super thick. It's not fishy, which is the most important thing. And it's lightly smoked, but we don't like too much smoke, so this is like the good amount of smoke, I would say. And it feels so good to hold after the cold wind. Somebody's gone for round 2. Clearly, it's something that he likes.
Fantastic.
What do you like so much about it?
It's a mixture of really nice flavors, and it's very warm.
The last is my personal favorite, the Glass Barn. This cafe is straight out of a magazine and feels like you're dining inside of a working greenhouse. It's part of Isle of Mull Cheese and Spirits, which is a family farm right next to Tobermory. They do offer farm tours here, but you really can't miss the chance to pass a slow morning or afternoon inside this cafe. We loved sitting up against the window and watching the cows go by over some scones and tea. It was so lovely, we actually spent hours here and ended up ordering far too many things off the menu, and I'd do it all over again in a heartbeat. What you got there?
I got pork sausage
Ooh.
with their locally sourced and farmed pigs.
All right, let's see.
Really, really good.
Approved. Have enjoyed a slow morning here in the Glass Barn. It has been so beautiful to sit under this greenery and out looking over the farm and the cows. And the last thing I'm trying before we go is this cheese toasty, which is made with the cheese from this farm. And something about Mull is it's known for cheese. And me being a person who's passionate about cheese and anything melted cheese, I just had to try this before we go. So let's see. Oh my god. This is dangerously good. Moving on to the important things to know. Be prepared for the roads because driving on Mull is its own kind of experience. Just pulled over, letting this massive bus go by. Okay. I think this has happened within like 5 minutes of being on this island. Island runs on single-track roads with passing places, so best get acquainted with them. Be sure to follow the etiquette. If there's a car behind you, pull into the passing place on your left and wave them by. But cars aren't the only thing to watch out for. Make sure to keep your eyes peeled for cattle, deer, and even otters crossing the road. It's worth considering renting a sturdy car to make sure you don't get stuck. We actually learned this the hard way before and made sure to avoid that mistake on this trip.
Yana always finds the places where there's holes and we risk getting stuck. And
it's all a part of the adventure. The next tip is to pack for all types of weather. Rather than explain, let me show you with a collection of clips from only one afternoon on Mull. Just a wee bit windy and cold. I remember them saying that May was the warmest time to come to Scotland. Very warm. We got here about a half hour or so. It was bright, sunny, and warm, not very windy. And of course, welcome to Scotland. It is starting to drizzle, but it does look nice and moody with the castle in the background. We are heading to the standing stones from here. Hopefully it won't become a full-blown downpour. It was literally downpouring how long ago?
10 minutes.
10 minutes, and we thought it was not going to go away.
Come back.
It could come back any second. We found this little window. It looked like the clouds were not going to go away, but alas, the sun and the blue skies, but I don't know. Over there, not sure if it's going to last very long. Coming again. The rain, what did I say? We haven't even finished getting back to the car from the stones. And it starts again. Truly intermittent for the warmest month of the year. Third tip is to plan your dinners and book in advance because this island is really working on its own unique schedule. Little wrench thrown into our plans for this evening. We wanted to go to Calgary Bay for sunset, and we thought we were gonna eat at our B&B, but we realized when we went downstairs that basically every restaurant is closed on a Wednesday. So of course that's the first day we arrive on Mull. We had no idea, at least in the area, since we're in a really rural area. And so he told us that the best bet would be to go to Tobermory, which is the fishing village. I think it's the largest village on the island, and hopefully we find food. So we actually don't know if we'll find something open at this time, since we'll get there around 8 o'clock, or we're gonna have to end up just eating snacks for dinner. So that is something good to know if you're coming to Mull during the middle of the week. So we thought we weren't gonna eat tonight because the first restaurant we went to said that the kitchen was closed, and then the other restaurant we're gonna go to was fully full. But we did find a place, 77 West, and we got some comforting burgers. You also want to plan your shopping in advance as well, because even the island's capital doesn't run on normal working hours.
Most populated area of the island with more than 2,000 people, is it?
I don't know where they all are.
Really
People, because
pretty.
all the shops were closed last night and they're closed now. I think we just have to be here like quite early in order to kind of catch everything, because they likely closed down. We're here about 6:30 right now. An open shop. I'm actually excited because I've been wanting to find a little Scottish souvenir, so let's see if I can find something here. I did get lucky at the little shop. I found this wool scarf made with lamb wool here in Scotland. I don't know if in Mull or not, but it's very warm, it's light, and definitely the earth tone colors that I love. And now I have a little Scottish design to take home with me. Here's a cute little bonus tip. If you can, come to Mull in the spring if you want to see it exploding in cuteness with all the babies around. We are seeing so many little baby lambs around. It's actually the season of the lambs. So there's signs around like the parking areas and stuff reminding people to keep their dogs on leashes, no excuses, because there's a lot of these little wee nuggets around and they should be protected at all costs, clearly. Across the cutest little scene on the side of the road, I found a mama and her baby lamb. It seems like maybe it was born in the last couple of days, because this little thing is just a nugget. If you'd like more help planning your Mull trip, grab my full Isle of Mull itinerary and guide in the description below. It shares our exact day-to-day itinerary, booking links, extra tips, and more, so you have everything in one place. That's all for this one. If this video was helpful, be sure to like and subscribe for more detailed travel itineraries and bucket list experiences in Scotland and beyond. I'll see you in my next video, and in the meantime, happy travels, my friends.